my name is Regina, Gina for short, and welcome back to my channel. I'm super excited about this video today because Campfire Curriculum sent me their new unit with the skills of a photographer. And I am super excited about this unit because if you have watched my previous video, you know that I tried Campfire Curriculum's their camping unit and we loved it. And when they were coming out with this photography unit, I was super excited because I do Instagram, I do YouTube, and I've always loved photography, if you haven't known that. And I was excited when they reached out to me to give you my honest review and opinion on their new unit. So for today's video, I'm going to be sharing with you how this unit looks like, how it kind of flows, so you can see if this is a good fit for your family. So far from what I see, I just did a little flip through my phone, and I'm so excited. I actually have a professional camera. I bought this camera 2 years ago. I have backdrops and backdrop hangers because I like photography. I've always loved photography. And I'm very happy that I do social media and I can use my photography skills that I have, but I'm going to learn a lot. So I'm going to be giving you guys a flip through Campfire Curriculum's new unit. If you do not know what Campfire Curriculum is, it's basically a curriculum that is very skill-based. And each unit has basically a theme to it. For example, I did the camping unit and it was all about camping. Everything that you need to know about camping. So if you haven't watched that video yet, I'll link it here and I'll link it down below so you can kind of take a look at it. My husband usually is the one leading Campfire Curriculums. That's how we're setting it up. But for this one, I'm going to lead because I love photography. I'm excited to learn some more and I'm excited to share with you all what I'm going to learn. I'm going to try to share with you all the levels and kind of show you a comparison. I'm sorry guys, like the birds are here on my bird feeder and they're like coming and it always seems like they're gonna come at me. So if you like these types of videos, make sure to like this video. Make sure to subscribe to the channel because that would really help me out. And if you like motherhood, homeschool, lifestyle, some country living in there, and anything in between, subscribe to the channel so you don't miss any videos. Okay, let's get into this flip through. Okay, so let's get into the flip through of with the skills of a photographer. And it comes with 3 different levels. So you have the advanced journal, you have the growing journal, and then you have the early learner. Okay. And each level is for a different age range. Let's start with the early learner. The early learner is from ages like a pre-reader through 2nd grade. That's what they're recommending. So the growing learner is from 3rd grade up until 8th grade. And then you have the advanced learner, which is 9th grade up until adult. So they do give you a recommendation of which level to use for your child. Now, I'm going to be giving you a flip through the growing journal, and we're going to be using the early learner, and we're also going to be using the advanced journal. Okay, that's going to be for my husband and I, and this one will be for Nicholas and Michael. He likes to participate too. And I'll give you a little bit of a comparison once I get to it and show you the differences with the early learner and growing journal. So let's get into the flip through. So the curriculum comes in a PDF and you can bind this however you want it. You can use a binding machine, you can put it in a binder, you can actually even print out just the worksheets. Use your phone if you want to, so you don't have to print all of the pages. The growing journal and the advanced journal comes with around, I believe it's 56 pages, don't quote me, 50 to 60 pages. And this unit has 6 lessons. It's a shorter unit study. These are smaller unit studies. And the early learner comes with around 20 something pages. Let's see here. It comes with 20 pages. Okay, so 20 pages for the early learner, so 47 pages for the growing journal, 56 pages for the advanced journal. Okay, so let's get this flipped through here. And I haven't binded mine yet. I'm still deciding what I'm going to do. I just got a binding machine, so I might do that. Might put it in a binder. Let me know what you think that I should do. And what I will do is I'm hoping to do a video of us actually doing the first lesson so you can kind of see how that goes. August is going to be a very busy month for us, so we'll see how that goes. The first page is telling you about how things work. So it's very open and go as well. So, okay. So here, it'll tell you a shopping list. So activities that you're going to be doing in the lessons. Obviously, it's optional, and a lot of things you'll see that it's things that you can find around your home. And obviously, you're going to need some type of camera, and they also mention that it could be your phone camera. You can use your phone camera. If you have a professional camera, you can definitely use that as well. So it'll tell you the shopping list, and the shopping list for the early learner is a bit different, okay? So I'm going to give you a comparison right over here. So this is for the early learner, see? And this is for the growing learner. So you'll see the difference here. And I'm going to be showing with you comparison so you can just kind of see how things look differently between the two levels. Here it has links to certain videos that you can watch for each lesson. So that's really nice. And it has a link so you could just get it on your phone and you can cast it to your TV or watch it on your phone. So that's really nice. A little important note, and it's just kind of talking about how these are shorter lessons. They can't cover everything to do with photography, but I think that there's a lot here, a lot of good things that we can learn about photography to improve our photography skills. So it also has a table of contents to let you know what you're going to be learning in each lesson. So as you can see, these are all the lessons and the topics of each lessons. And look at the illustrations. So nice. So beautiful. Okay. And now we come to the first lesson, and we are learning about camera obscura. I'm terrible with pronunciation, so we'll see if I said that right. It seems like there's a little story, and it's talking about the importance of photography. And then it'll talk about where it begins. So it's just really talking about the beginning of photography. And there seems to also be kind of an activity that you're going to be doing on the first lesson. Here it has also in red, it says skip if you want. This page is here for extra learning for those who want it, but it's not necessary. Honestly, I want to learn it all. So I'm definitely going to take advantage of this unit study because I think it's going to help me a lot with my photography skills. I do social media. I love photography, so this is right up my alley. 2 options, it seems, for activities. And then also it ends with a photographer spotlight. So it's going to be, I've noticed that I did a little bit of just kind of a peek, and there's always some type of photographer spotlight, learning about maybe a famous photographer. And there's a photo walk challenge as well that you can do as a family. And this is going to be so nice for you to do as a family, and it'll guide you and tell you how to do these photo challenges. And then it ends with faith focus. This is not a secular curriculum, but definitely this is something that you can do. There's good values in here. So that's how the first lesson is looking for the growing learner. Okay, and I want to show you kind of a comparison. So this is the early learner, and you'll see that it's very short. So here is the pre-summary recap. There's the photo walk challenge, that's the same activity there, and this is for the early learner. Much shorter than, the growing learner. Lesson 2, we are talking about shutters, okay? So you could see how they break it up. There's YouTube videos, there's photography. You're looking at different images and almost like picture studies here that I see. That's really nice. Shutter speed, the very first setting that can change how your photo looks. That's really nice. See how it works. It's talking about how this shutter function works. Unbelievable. Honestly, I noticed that I don't know anything about photography. This all seems so foreign to me. So shutter speed, the very first setting that everyone gets wrong. So it's going to be talking about that. Look at these pictures. And there's always a YouTube link so you can watch videos. So you can see here, so that was the lesson. And look at the lesson here for the early learner. Very small lesson, which is good. And what they recommend doing is while you do the lesson out of the growing learner and the advanced journal, the early learner can listen, right, as you read the lesson out loud, and there's actual activities for the child to do. So the child you're going to be reading, the lesson, but the child is also doing some type of activity. And not every level you do alone. You do this as a group. There's just more meat to each lesson and more things that you can learn as you get older, right? So this is something definitely that you can do if you only have early learners now. Do this lesson, but then you can repeat it in a couple of years and you'll learn even more. And it'll tell you to take certain pictures of certain things. So this is the early learner. There's the activity, the photo walk challenge, and there's an activity for the growing learner that's a little bit different. There's an activity time, so there's option 1 and option 2, two different types of activities. There's a photo contest that they're talking about here that you can enter. There's today's photo challenge, photo walk challenge. So you see here, there was a photo walk challenge here, right, for the child. So you can definitely do this together, as you can see, with the early learner and the growing learner. Okay, and faith focus. This ends with the faith focus, of course, and it ties it all together with some Bible verses. Okay, lesson 3, we're talking about aperture. Aperture, not sure if I'm saying it right. I should have Googled more on how to say these things. But we're gonna be learning about that. So there's always it's very engaging, the stories. And here, let me show you how the early learner is looking. That is the lesson for the early learner. It'll tell you what to do with the child, and it'll tell you the type of activity that we're going to be doing with the early learner. Okay, so this is how it's looking over here. Wow, look at that. And it's very, it's telling a story here. It's very interesting the way they are laying out this lesson. So you can see here, lesson 3. And it's going to give you examples with pictures. So you're going to learn a lot about different settings of your camera, right? So I've seen these functions on my phone before and on my camera. So this is very interesting. I'm really excited to learn about this function. Talking about light, focal point, think it through. Photographer spotlight. So again, there's another photographer spotlight. And then there's also a photo challenge, okay? So again, photo challenge for the early learner is looking like this. And then photo challenge for, the growing learner is, there's a little bit more details when it comes to it. Ends with faith focus, of course. And then we're on lesson 4, and we're talking about ISO. Okay, same thing here, lesson 4. This is all of lesson 4. And it also has an activity. I'll show you the activity once we get to here on the growing learner. So this is how it's looking for the early learner. And it's talking about chemical sizes and all this stuff that I really don't know. I've never learned about this, but you can see how it's broken down. Okay, and it gives you different examples. It's talking about high ISO in cloudy or night situations. There's more green. That's very interesting. This is going to be so awesome. Photographer spotlight. I love that. I love learning about different photographers. I find it so interesting. And again, ends with another photo walk challenge. Early learner, there's just one page. There you go. Very simple. And you can see the differences. There's much more pages in the growing learner. Lesson 5, we're going to be talking about composition. So that's going to be very interesting. And I like, if you look at the early learner, this is the lesson. And they have like a tic-tac-toe game, tic-tac-toe kind of line of how to center it. So it's going to be talking about that, which is very, very important in photography. So that's really, really nice. Look at that. A lot of different, look at that here. It's telling you this is the right way to, you know, to take a picture and how to center a picture. That's really interesting. Look at that. Okay. And you can see it's very colorful, right? You're going to have a lot of color here. We're talking about photography. So that's really, really nice. Make the most of your lines and patterns. Personality activity. That looks interesting. Are you an entrepreneur personality type? Find out. I'm guessing this is type of like a test. Extra activity option, camera dissection. Wow. This is going to be very interesting. This is something my husband would love to do. He already fixed our dishwasher. He opened up our dishwasher and fixed it completely. So he's going to love doing that. And I think that's so good for the kids. So, and it ends with a faith focus. And then we have the last lesson, which is lesson 6. But lesson 5 was just this one for the early learner, like I showed you guys before. So very easy. There's a fun game here of tic-tac-toe and 2 activity options. So you can see a bit of a difference. And then same thing here. Same thing here. So this is the growing learner and the early learner. Very, very similar. My printer gave a little bit of an issue. I think the black ink was off. I have to reprint that page, but you can see it's just my printer. But anyways, it's looking the same for both lesson 6, but obviously it's going to be a little bit more in detail, I believe. Let's see here. So there's 2 pages for lesson 6 for the early learner. And then you have lesson, let's see here. Let's get into the other pages and check it out. See, it's a little bit more, and lesson 6 is about lighting. So we're learning about lighting, which is super important. I do want to learn more about lighting. Optional activity, create your own silent film. Oh, that's going to be exciting. Activity option 2, photojournalism. And then there's a photo walk challenge, of course. That's nice. And then it ends with a book list. So there's a book list of books that you can get to go along with the unit. So that's really nice. And there's for the growing learner and the advanced learner as well. So it gives you quite a good book list that you can add. So definitely, and then it ends with this little illustration here. That's so cute. Okay guys, so that is how Campfire Curriculums is looking. That's a bit of a flip through. I hope that this helped you if you're thinking of incorporating Campfire Curriculums into your home. Maybe this can help you kind of see what this is about. There's a lot of information here, and I'm going to be honest with you. I have very little photography skills, and I feel like this is going to be awesome for me to do with my kids. If my kids have an interest in photography, they can, you know, advance their skills in photography, or if they don't have an interest and then they actually do this unit study and then they spike an interest, that's definitely something that we can look into more of doing into our homeschool. I definitely love Campfire Curriculums. Thank you so much for sending me this photographer unit. This is going to be a blessing in our home. And give this video a thumbs up if you like this video. And if you want us to film a video of us actually doing a lesson with this photographer unit, I definitely can do that and hopefully put that up in the near future. Thank you so much for watching. Bye guys.